So right now you're probably thinking one of two things. Cameron, you look really good with the beard, or Cameron, you look great in 60 frames a second. And both of them I agree with you. But seriously though, I wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind for a little bit. And don't worry, it's not anything emotional, it's just, something that I appreciate. So when you think of your favorite genre of video games, you usually think of games that are like, very story driven, or just games that make you think about reality, or like JRPGs with their strategy, and many MMOs that just you start from the bottom and then you get to the top and it just feels amazing. But in my personal opinion, the best game genre are roguelikes. For those who don't understand what a roguelike game is, essentially it's an adventure game with permadeath. Each game is played in short intervals and it doesn't take that long to beat the game, but many times the roguelikes are insanely difficult, so you have to gain experience in order to play the game. You saw how excited I was about We Happy Few when I discovered it was a roguelike. That's how I feel when I find a good roguelike every time I see one. And now I'm going to discuss why I like them so much. What's one thing that's very important in a game? Making progress. In almost every single game that you play, making progress is the center point or the centerpiece of what's most important in the game. Whether you make it to the next level or whether you get better at the game itself, every game requires making progress. But with roguelikes, there is a constant stream of progress that you receive. Here's what I mean. When you play an insanely difficult game like, say, Dark Souls, and you get stuck on a boss, and then you have to replay that boss over and over and over and over again, you're not necessarily making any progress. Sure, you're making progress because you're learning more about the boss and you're getting more experience fighting him, but you're not making any progress in the game itself. But for roguelikes, every time you die, you start from the very beginning and then you make progress to where you were. Plus, roguelikes are procedurally generated, so it's different every time. With roguelikes, as you start each game, you start to have more and more fun because there is a constant stream of progress. Because you see your character leveling up so fast because the game is obviously pretty short, but when you do see your character level up in each match that you play, it just feels great. But then you die. And then when you die, you immediately want to dive back in so that you can make progress again. And then you have that amazing feeling of where you start from the beginning and then you see yourself growing stronger and stronger in such a short period of time. Plus, many roguelikes have that feeling of when, it's so exhilarating because there's a lot of risk in it. Just like when you hit hardcore mode on Diablo, that just feels so exciting to do. Roguelikes, it's mandatory. You have to do that in order to enjoy the game. If you guys are wondering what roguelikes I like to play, some of my favorites include Nuclear Throne, Rogue Legacy, Hand of Fate, Enter the Gungeon, Crawl, and a very famous roguelike that I don't necessarily play but many people enjoy so much is Binding of Isaac. So I guess the reason why I like roguelikes so much is because every time you play the game, it's just a new game, and each time you play, you just make so much progress, gaining experience and upgrading your character and just getting more powerful, and it just feels so very good. Alright guys, if you guys have any more topics that you want me to do, just leave them in the comments below, and then hopefully I'll get to them. But until then, I'll see you next time.